I don't know how to say this, but I failed the PCNSE exam. After a couple of months on studying, preparing for this exam, uh, long hours, but unfortunately, the preparation um, wasn't good enough. And to be honest, I'm not surprised with the results. Although I was expecting to pass first attempt. So in this video, I'm going to share my experience, how was the preparation, also what do I think about the exam, and if I plan to take the exam again. Okay, so let's start by answering the first question. What went wrong in the exam? And I have to say that I was calm, I was relaxed before starting the exam. I took the exam at home like I normally do. So I took the exam just a couple of hours ago. And I was cool. I was okay. I'm going to take the exam. I wasn't like too confident that I'm going to pass, but I knew that I started enough like to pass the exam, but not so confident that like, man, that's going to be an easy one. No, I wasn't at that level. And the first questions, they were okay. Like I answered them pretty confidently that they were the right ones, but as I start to see other questions, they were like, oh boy, I'm not sure if that's the right answer. And I, it's not that like I saw some questions that they were supposed to be there, like about a topic or something like this. It's just they require some hands-on experience, like real hands-on experience. And I have to confess that I didn't invest enough time now that I took the exam. Like I should have invested more time, like on not only configuration but mainly troubleshooting. I didn't break enough things, like to be confident, like if I have this problem, I know the different ways to solve it, or to trying to identify the root cause of that problem. And that was a big issue during the exam. And they just had a lot of questions on how to troubleshoot, how to solve the problem, what is the right solution. So yeah, that's when I start to see a lot of those questions, then I started to feel like yeah, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to pass. And yeah, I believe that by, I don't know, there were like 75 questions, and I probably around 40 questions I knew. I can't say that I knew, but I wasn't sure that I would pass the exam, because a lot of those questions, they were like just trial and error. Okay, because I didn't put enough time on studying those type of questions. And so I started like to feel frustrated, and the emotional side kind of, I was fighting just to, okay, let me just keep going. Probably they come up with different questions, the ones that I was more confident with, but I don't know, it didn't work out. So but I did finish all the questions I had to finish, right? And probably I finished the exam around, but I still had like 30 minutes. So it just got to a point that I just wanted to end the exam, because I was saying like, okay, I'm not going to pass this. It's just there's a lot of things that I don't know, like in depth, to answer those questions. And yeah, this went wrong. Okay, the second question is, which domain were the weakest ones? And I don't know if I can share the exam report, but I can tell you this. It was troubleshooting and deploy and configure features and subscriptions. Now, deploy and configure features and subscriptions, I believe this is related with enabling features such as antivirus, wildfire, cortex, these things that I wasn't able to lab. I don't have a license to use those features, and I'm labbing on the lab, so this is a closed environment. And for things like related to panorama, wildfire, I was watching videos, so, and that's how like I had an understanding, like, okay, this is how you enable this is supposed to do this, but I wasn't able like to activate these features or license. Okay, so I'm not surprised that I was weak in this specific domain. As for troubleshooting, I'm not surprised at all. You see, normally for Cisco or Fortinet certifications, I invest a lot of time on troubleshooting. So configuration is kind of part of troubleshooting. So once I learn how to configure something, then I use this strategy called what if. So if this is the way you configure these, like these are the procedures, what if I do this? What if I add this? What if I remove this? And this allows me to understand, okay, if I have the problem, oh, this is the reason why. And that's actually how you start learning. When it's broken, it's not just how to configure, it's okay, it's broken and how do you solve it. And for this preparation for Palo Alto, I didn't invest enough time on breaking things. Yeah, I did invest time on learning how to configure, how to connect the dots, but I didn't break enough things like to feel comfortable and say, oh, if this problem happens, this is how I should solve it. Or these are the commands, these are the tabs that I should be looking into to get information on how to solve this problem. So troubleshooting, also, I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, and probably this is something that I'll have to change in case I plan to take the PCNSE exam again. The third question is going to be related with study strategy, and this one I failed miserably. Like, I didn't follow my own advice. So normally I reserve like a slot to study during the weekdays and during the weekends. And because I had a lot of things going on, I didn't reserve this slot to study for this exam. There were days that I did reserve like enough time, like 2 hours, 3 hours daily, but I didn't follow like the strategy that I normally use, that I use for Cisco or Fortinet, and it is to study at least 3 to 4 hours during the weekdays and 6 minimum hours during weekends. And well, the strategy that I use this time didn't work because I didn't follow my own strategy to study. Now, fourth question, how much hands-on experience did I have? And I have to say that I did reserve enough time to like build the labs, configure, learn how to configure the features, but again, it wasn't enough. Okay, it wasn't enough. And also because there are different features, and Palo Alto, at least for this level of certification, it required like a lot of more effort from my side on labbing. So I didn't invest enough time on labbing. And this is something that probably I'll have to change as well. Fifth question is related with the resources that I use, like which ones did work and which ones did not work. And it turns out that for this exam, it was really required like more time on building labs than just reading or watching the videos. They were great, but I should have invested more time on labbing. So I used some of the resources like the PCNSE study guide from, I believe, 2024 and 2023. They are great to use as a reference, but the way I see that to really understand the concepts is like, okay, you read the theory that I found on these documents, and also using the Palo Alto online documentation, because on those guides you have like a summary, and on the official documentation you have like explaining in greater detail, and then you build the lab based on the concepts that you just learned. So they worked, they were just fine. So, but I won't, in case I decide to take the exam again, like the platform beacon, it didn't seem to be helpful at all. I used more like the official documentation, and also KB Live. I don't know if that's the right name. I think it's KB Network or something. Anyway, I'm going to share this in the video description. And also, yeah, some YouTube videos that they have, the Palo Alto Live community, also for PCNSE. The videos are like 6 years old, but they're still valuable. Now, another question that I want to answer is how I handle the scenario-based questions. And this exam, oh boy, it was all about scenario-based questions. And that was great. That really challenged me a lot. And I wasn't so prepared to like see all these questions like scenario-based questions. It's like, if you have these firewall, how would you do it? If the client wants to add these or want to remove that. It was great, and I wasn't prepared to those type of questions. And again, this is something that probably I'll have to change and to prepare for these type of questions in case I decide to take the PCNSE exam again. Okay, the last question. Am I going to take the PCNSE exam again? Yes. And the reason is quite simple. Although the exam is, I felt like it was hard. Okay, I'm not going to say that it's easy at all. Having some background with networking does help a little bit. Having background with Fortinet and Checkpoint does help a little bit, but Palo Alto, or at least for PCNSE exam, it's like you really need to have experience with Palo Alto technology, like the firewall, Panorama. At least those are the two devices that I remember that you really have to know how to design, implement, and troubleshoot problems related with these products. Not only these two products, you also have other products, I believe like Cortex, but like know in greater detail how to design, install, and operate these two devices, from installing policies, configuring security zones, to deploy global protect, integrate with external authentication servers. So yeah, PCNSE exam, it's another level. Okay, and yeah, I plan to schedule the exam again. I just have to figure out when it's going to be the right time. I don't want to like give too much time to take the exam again, but I'm not going to do like in the next week or in the next 2 weeks. because I really have to adjust the other things that I have right now. But I do have to prioritize taking this exam because I don't have to do it professionally, but this is something that I really, really want to have in my resume. And it's hard, so it's challenging, and I'm excited for that. Okay. So yeah, guys, that was my experience on failing the PCNSE exam. If you have any doubts whatsoever, leave your doubts, your questions below in the comments. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one.